Okay, so I want to show you something. Don't laugh at my drawings because you should just follow me here. All right, so as of right now, this is you. This is you in the reality and in the world that you currently live in right now, your personal reality, your personal world, your worldview. And in here are all of the things that you no longer resonate with, like maybe your friendships, maybe a relationship that's no longer doing for you or serving you, or a job, or just a way of being. You're no longer happy with that, right? So, what you do and when you finally decide to really start thinking about how you want to live your life, start thinking about adopting a new mindset, a new habit, anything. So, once you start doing that, you start visualizing and you want to see yourself where you see you having the things that you want. And so, what you do is you project a thought, an image, you see yourself here, happy, with full of the things that you really want. These are your manifestations. These are the people that love you. This is a healthy relationship. This is a healthy way of being, whether it's getting in shape or whatever, developing your spirituality, developing whatever you want, having that successful business. That's all those things in here. And look at you, you're just so happy. And you visualize yourself and you see yourself there, right? Okay, so what happens when you decide to climb out of this box and start walking on the way to get to your happiness? This is what they call a level up. This is what they call manifesting, basically getting from one state to the other, right? So, in here, once you decided that you were unhappy and you decided to start walking over here, the thing that keeps you from not being able to fully grasp this or getting somewhere halfway in here and turning back around and jumping back into this box is the resistance or the struggle, the seemingly struggle of you deciding to pursue or do this new thing or be a new way or whatever it is. So, and the resistance sometimes will look like people telling you that, no, this is not going to work out. No, this is, what are you doing? Like, why are you working out so much? Why are you doing this? Why did you quit your job to do XYZ? Why are you leaving that relationship? Yada, yada, yada. It could be anything, right? So while you're in here, in this gray area, the unknown, and when you fully decide to walk and do that, and you're getting those reactions, you're getting those things that are causing you to second guess yourself. And sometimes we go back into this box. Sometimes we accept where we are because we cannot currently see how we can get from here to here. But see, the thing is, that is what stops us from accomplishing our manifestations or our level up or our new way of being, and even what causes us to slip back into our old ways. Because you can get here, and if you don't work on certain things, you will fall back into here. So, what is it that really gets us to not be able to withstand being in that gray area, in that unknown area? And that is our relationship to pain, our relationship to resistance, and how we deal with resistance, current resistance in our life, whether it's coming from family, friends, whoever, your partner, whoever it is, and a lot of the times, even from yourself. What gets us to fall back into our old ways, go back to those relationships that were not what we wanted, and go back into our comfort zone and in our box, is because when you get far out of your box enough, you're going to get those little comments. You're going to start feeling like you're unsure, like you don't have a safety net. But the thing is, you have to learn how to have a relationship with pain. And I don't know, I think pain, you're going to get pain in life whether you do something about your life and making a change, or whether you decide to not do anything at all and just accept your life the way that it is, right? So the key to really seeing the transformation is you have to stay there long enough. You have to stay there and you have to do the work, and you have to go through the pain and have to accept a lot of the times that, yes, you may have to leave people behind. Yes, you may have to maybe remove some people from your life. You may have to stop doing certain habits, certain things, and you have to pick up the new habits and things. And that in itself is a lot to commit to when you are unsure if you're actually going to be able to get to that other side. I'm hoping this is making sense. So the thing is, you have to look at those little markers as challenges for you to be able to meet your higher self, which is your next level up, or your next, the new way of being, or whatever it is. Because honestly, if you were to if it was so easy for you to have like whatever it is that you want, you would already have it as you are right now. But the truth is, you can't have what you want, what you really truly desire, because you are not in a space, an energetic space, a vibration that allows you to hold that in your reality for a consistent basis. And the thing about being in that gray area where the resistance, because you see, we could just say that all these little dots, all those little dots are resistance. And then you're going to have a whole lot of that in this area. And the majority of it is going to be from yourself, from the thoughts that you tell yourself, from when your business is not making money and you feel like you can't commit, or when someone says something that makes you second guess yourself, that makes you, the more that it pressures on, it makes you want to hide and go back over here. And what happens when you start giving into those excuses and you start adopting those ideas, and you start taking it on, you go back into your box, right? But you have to see the resistance, as those tests for you to meet yourself and emotionally regulate, because you are on a journey to get better. You are on a journey to get to a new level, to where all of this, all the little slights, all the little things don't bother you. And so sometimes you have to realize that it's not necessarily people that is doing these things to you. They are just simply tests and wanting to see if you really want it, because life is going to definitely give you that option, that if you say that you want to do something, and if you start to pursue something, life is going to definitely throw all this at you to see what you're really made of. But it's also for you to see what you're really made of, and for you to emotionally regulate it, okay? And what it looks like is when you go back into the box, you start saying, oh, this isn't working out because of this. It is always going to be an excuse as to why things are not working out, or to why, because someone said this or someone did this, and you make yourself a victim of your old circumstances when you have already taken yourself out of the box. And when you continuously put yourself back into that, when you continuously shrink yourself, you continuously go back to those relationships that were not benefiting you, or when you go back to your old ways of being and staying there, you continuously make everything else outside of you and everyone else outside of you the reason why you are not getting to where you said that you wanted to be, or becoming who you said that you wanted to be, and having that successful business, or having whatever it is, the relationship or whatever. You have to be able to withstand that resistance and go through that in order to meet yourself where you at, because it is a journey for you to meet your higher self, for you to embody, for you to accept. So the resistance is helping you to break down your old box, your old life, your old way of being, and the thing is, you have to see it as a test, because people sometimes don't even realize that what they're saying and what they're projecting onto you is even in a mean way. it's because they have known you to be a certain way during that time that you have been in that box. And although they see you as you are right now and see you for who you've been, and of course it's going to aggravate the change, because what happens when you start progressing and doing things, sometimes it aggravates and stirs up in other people the ability and the thoughts of them wanting to change as well. And whether they change or not, that is on them. And the thing is, you'll keep those people in your life who are on that journey with you, and they are doing the work with you. But the thing is, you have to be able to move forward and not look back, doing the things that are uncomfortable for you to have the life that you want, for you to be that boss that you want, for you to have the life, the partner, the body, the whatever it is that you want. That is what it is. And you can't do that or have that or be that without pain, without the resistance pushing you and forcing you to see yourself, to see the things in you that needed to change. And that's why sometimes when people get aggravated with you that you are changing or that you are no longer that same person, it is because that is showing you, is this what you really want? Do you really want this? Do you really want to be this? Do you really want to? Are you willing to still go and do it regardless of what other people say or what they think or what they feel about you and whatever you're doing, right? So you have to have that relationship with a healthy relationship with pain, because I'm in my 30s and I know a lot of people that I know, we're in our 30s and up. And if you know that you live a little bit, you know life is going to life. But what makes it easier for you to do life is in those moments where you meet yourself, when you stand up and you pull yourself up. The resistance is also there for you to pull yourself up, for you to get a little stronger when people say you can't do this and can't do that. It is for you to pull yourself up. It is for you to rise to the occasion. That resistance is there for you to go from there, the box, to your other reality. And that's what the resistance is doing. And when you start to understand and no longer care in a way of what people are saying, what they're doing, what they're thinking about you, and whatever it is that you are doing, it lessens and it silences. And that's where that emotional regulation comes in. And that is what pulls you to your new reality, where you meet your higher self and where you embody your higher self. And that is where you'll be able to have the life you want. Your manifestations will come in. You will be able to hold it to in your reality, because you have done the work where you have understood what it takes for you to become the person who is worth having those things. Because like I said, if you could have it already while you were in that other paradigm, you would have already had it. But that was not, you were not where you needed to be mentally, emotionally, physically, whatever it is, for you to be able to have that thing in your reality. So you do have to become someone different in order to have the things that you want that are not showing up in your current reality. Okay? So one more thing about life. And the more that I realize this, the more that I'm going through this, I'm realizing that maybe we have to question that if there is a such thing as a good or bad decision for your life. Because when you understand about how to emotionally regulate yourself, how to respond to certain things, when to give your energy to certain things, you realize that maybe life is not about making the right or wrong decision, but maybe it's about making a decision that you can live with. And when you lead with that, it makes things a little easier, whether you decide to do something that, people may not agree with. As long as you can make the decision that you can live with that, then maybe, who knows, maybe it's worth you trying.